Have you ever tried to talk to time? Not the ticking one, but the one that watches you from within. The time that doesn't pass. It listens. It waits in silence. In a room where light enters through a broken blind, a man remains still, holding a faded photograph. The image trembles slightly in his hands, not from the cold, but from memory. The smiling girl beside him no longer exists. Neither does he. In the backyard of an old house, a woman sweeps fallen leaves that never stop coming. Each leaf is a vanished year, a forgotten name. She doesn't look at the sky, nor the ground, only inward, where time accumulates like dust in untouched corners. On a rocking chair, a body rests. Not sleeping, just listening. The creak of the wood echoes like a weary clock. Breathing is slow, as if life has unlearned urgency. Time no longer pushes. It stays. In a room locked since 1983, objects still believe the boy will return from school. His backpack hangs, his notebook lies open. But time never brought the boy back, only left the scent of memory and a silence that never grew up. Have you felt it too? That weariness with no reason? That absence heavier than any presence? That longing to stop fighting what cannot be held? Making peace with time is sitting beside it without demanding answers. It's letting it tell its version of the story, even if it hurts, even if it unravels us. There's a man sitting before an empty bookshelf. All the books that once shaped him now lie in piles on the floor, covered in dust. He removed them one by one, searching for a sentence that could free him from aging, but found none, only pieces of himself, slowly unbound. In a dim room, a woman repeats the same makeup ritual before the mirror she's followed for decades. She draws the exact contour of her lips, trying to hold youth in trembling hands, but the mirror betrays her. It returns a face she no longer recognizes, as if time were painting beneath her skin day by day. In a perfectly working house, except for the broken wall clock, an old man cleans the same photo with a damp cloth. The image shows his wedding day, but he no longer remembers the name of the woman beside him. Only the scent of that day's field and how time then felt like an open plain, not a prison of blurred memories. There's also an aged child, circling her late grandmother's yard. She speaks to herself, asking the wind if there's still time to become someone. The wind offers no answer. It only carries dry leaves toward the gate, as if taking away questions that no longer need replies. And in an abandoned church, a man kneels not to God but to time. He begs for one more moment before final regret. His knees crack as he lowers, his body now a clock announcing its end. He doesn't want forgiveness. He wants to be remembered. In a small barbershop, a man trims his own hair in the mirror and confuses his present with his father's reflection. He repeats the same gestures, the same silences, as if by imitating he might outwit time. But the face in the mirror, wrinkled and hollow, is not his father's. It is his own future waiting to be accepted. At a sewing table, old hands weave invisible threads through a machine that no longer runs. She stitches memories, hemming ghosts. The needle pierces nothing with the delicacy of someone who still believes something can be mended. But time has no seam. It tears from the inside out. Inside an empty bus at 6 p.m., a man grips the metal bar as if routine could shield him from the aging inside. The windows reflect the city and his fear. He steps off one stop early, unwilling to admit he always returns to the same place. In a ruined school, an elderly woman walks between broken desks. She runs her hand across the blackboard, now gray with dust, and whispers names no one remembers. Time is no longer a lesson there. It's a tombstone. Still, she lights a candle at the altar of childhood. And each morning, an old man cleans his glasses without putting them on. He says he's waiting for the right moment to see. But truly he fears what he might find. Furniture moved. Voices vanished. Portraits still smiling where he no longer does. There, time became a mirror turned opaque. In a field of wilted sunflowers, an old man lies on his back facing the sky. He no longer seeks the sun. He closes his eyes and listens to the dry rustle of fallen petals. There, between what once bloomed and now becomes soil, time calls him by his first name. Not to take him, but to hold him. In an abandoned library, a woman walks slowly between shelves. She no longer seeks a title or a story. She brushes her fingers over the spines like touching the vertebrae of the past. A book opens by itself. There is no wind, only time asking to be read. On a park bench, two elders sit side by side without a word. They share the same silence, as if the other's presence translates a life lived. They don't look at each other. They simply exist, like rusted bells still echoing in the right wind. In the attic of an untouched house, a man finds a forgotten box. Inside, letters never sent. He reads each as if for the first time, now without haste. The past's words no longer wound. They only whisper, "You survived me." And on a deserted road, a woman walks barefoot over burning asphalt. She no longer asks where she's going. She only knows she must keep walking. Time is now the heat beneath her feet, the sweat on her back, the dust in her eyes. It is no longer enemy. It is the path itself. On a beach where no one goes, a man walks to the shore carrying a wooden chair. He's not here to swim or fish, only to sit. Before a horizon with no clocks, he finally understands. Time does not want to be conquered. It wants to be heard. And each wave breaking is a syllable of its grammarless language. On a mountain of ancient stones, a woman touches a smooth rock with her palm. She feels the cold enter her bones and, for the first time, does not fear it. She understands that what doesn't change isn't lifeless. It's root. The time that remains is the time that holds. In a long stopped clock, someone hangs a dried flower where the numbers used to be. That flower marks no hour. It marks a moment. The exact instant when stopping became the only way to be fully present. Time turns from a line into a circle, and at the circle's center, silence. In the heart of a sleepless city, a man lies on his apartment floor and turns off all the lights. The dark ceiling becomes the sky of his childhood. He no longer wants to wake early or arrive anywhere, only to rest within time, like one returning home after a long absence. He is not lost, he is returned. He is, and in the end, time sits beside him, says nothing, demands nothing. It only watches with tenderness, like an old father who knows the son, at last, understood. The war is over, fear has faded. What remains is being, the now, and that is enough. If this video found you just when everything seemed too late, then it arrived right on time. Breathe, close your eyes, and say to yourself, with a voice from far within, I don't need to run. I haven't lost anything, I've only lived. Time is with me, not against me. I return to myself when I stop resisting. Peace is not in the past, it lives in the now that allows. Write in the comments, I made peace with time. If this journey touched something inside you, share it with someone else quietly fighting. Subscribe to walk with us here. Time is not haste, it is presence.